Get that water off the edge.
What's up, my Cowboys family? Welcome for a special discussion here tonight on my Cowboys family and on DJ Crown J's Fifth Quarter Cowboys and Dallas Cowboy Football News. So, guys, I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna let you guys take it over, guys. Kick it off here, Dallas Cowboy Football News. Let us know what's going on for tonight.
Tonight, we're gonna wing it. We want the fans. We want you to be involved in this, even though you're not on the video. I still need some comments. I still need you to hit the like button on both channels. I still need you to hit the subscribe if you're new. Today is Thursday and it ends with day. Today's Thursday, guys. How we feeling?
Oh man,
good over here, brother.
Good over here, brother. You know, just same old. You know, y'all used to seeing more than us on a round table because this is not a round table. This is a basic mini midweek discussion.
This is Thursday night football. That's what this is. You know, this is Thursday night football with the crew. That's what this is.
Sooner in the house. Thank you for stopping through. What's up, man? So yeah, my Dallas Cowboy football news, brother. What you got for us tonight, man? What's the first top? What's on your mind, brother? What's the first thing you really want to talk about? Because you've been asking for 2 days to do this. What you got to talk about, man?
Ball, Dallas Cowboys, man. It's going to be here before you know it, man. We got to be prepared. We got to be on our P's. We got to be on our Q's. We got the worst month coming up in June where it's dead dry. Nothing happens. Tumbleweeds fly by. Bugs hit your windshield. Gets nasty in June. It just gets nasty in June. It gets 100 degrees, and we're just sitting there waiting on football because we know it's right around the corner. Training camp, man. We got to let these guys know that even though it might be slow, we still flowing with football 365 days out of the year. So, with that being said, first topic at hand. Raise your hand if you saw the Tyron Smith video on Twitter.
Yep, over here.
Let's talk about it, man.
Nobody saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Hello? I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I saw it, man. You didn't hear me? I saw it. It was damn good. Willie Anderson, right? Teaching it, filming it, put him out there.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay, I can hear you now.
I want to get my Cowboys family opinion. Like, okay, the question is, how good did Tyron Smith look to you? Other question is it going to be that good with pads versus real defensive ends?
So when you talk about Tyron Smith, I mean, look, I think that he is the healthiest he has been in some time, which is good news. That's what he said. There's no the rehab and the rest is helping him tremendously. But I saw him with this video with Willie Anderson. He's the one that's a Cincinnati offensive lineman, Cincinnati Bengals old offensive lineman. He has his own company now that he helps technique and helps teach offensive linemen, whether from high school to college to professional. And he's signed on with Paul Alexander. Used to be his coach for the Bengals. So when I see Tyron Smith in that video, I mean, I like what I saw. I mean, he looks fresh. He looks ready to go. He looked like this last year as well. That's the only thing that I fear. I don't think you really can get rid of this issue that he has. I think Tyron Smith, he looks great. But I think the issue is going to be, can he last 16, 17 weeks? And then the playoffs on top of that? No, is my answer to that. I still don't think so. That's why Cameron Fleming, I have much less issues and reservations this year about offensive line, blocking for Zeke, blocking for Dak, this year than last year, because we have actual proven depth that can be starters for some teams. So I like that part of it. I think Tyron Smith looks fantastic. I love what he looked like in that video. So, all systems go, but got to always beware for that 3, 4, 2 game misses that he's gonna have.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God! Don't give me a headache this early. Like, I know.
But you know yourself, DJ. You know the way it goes.
I know it's coming, dude. And I was excited to see his feet and hands moving that swiftly in that video today. I was so excited. Like,
Yeah, that
Man,
footwork.
this guy go. The weight, he shredded a couple of pounds. He looked happy, smiling. You know, he looked like he's healthy. He got down with no problem. He got up with no problem. He looked like the back is really holding up. But will it hold up through Oxnard? All the training, in the heat, all the bending over just to get back up. Will it hold up through Oxnard preseason, which he probably won't play that much? Like, will it hold up the whole season? Will we miss him 1 or 2 games? Probably so. This is a yearly regular thing now. I'm just excited that it seems like he's taking more care of his back this year than he has ever done. Because I think last year he felt like he was a failure to this team. If you watch All or Nothing, you saw him when he was hurt. You saw how he looked when knowing Chaz Green wasn't going to do the job. He looked like he failed the team. So I hope he's really taking it serious this year, man. I'm excited for it this year. I'm hoping Tyron Smith can give us at least 14 games that really matter, like games that we know that we need Tyron. We need him in all games, but there are games where we need him more. When we got real, and I don't want to say real elite defensive ends because hell, Claiborne wasn't an elite defensive end. Chaz Green was just that bad, you know. So I'm hoping we can have him at least 14 games, man. We get him 14 games. If he can play 14 straight, let him rest the last 2 in the event we make the playoffs, because we are making the playoffs this year. Let him rest for the last 2 so he can be ready for the playoffs. Football news, how you feel about the video, brother?
Absolutely. This is what you want to see out of your Pro Bowl left tackle. This right here, this is motivation for fans to say, hey, you know, he's looking great. Now, to your point, Crown J, can he be consistent with the health? We got new strength and conditioning coaches. We got a new offensive line coach. So there's things in place for Tyron Smith to be more successful. Because at this point in Tyron Smith's career, the only thing you can teach him is technique. I mean, the guy has left tackle down to the science, okay? So it's just all about technique. And, I mean, he said it himself during this past about 2 months ago. He said, well, you know, sometimes my hips would be wrong when I was setting up on the offensive line, and that would put more strain on my back. And so he's actually learning the technique on how to stand, how far he should put his hips, where his knees should be pointing, because all that matters on your back, and all that matters when there's car wrecks being down in the trenches between offensive linemen and defensive ends. And so as long as he can keep the consistency of what he's trying to do moving forward, I think he'll be fine.
Okay, before we move on, y'all, I got a question already because this is what it's about. It's about the fans tonight. You know what I'm saying? It's about all of us interacting. I got a question from Buddy Johnson. He said, do we think Cedric Wilson could take T. Will's job? I'm going to say not this year. My Cowboys family, what you think?
Man, that's a good question because
Good question.
Yeah, because I am not in the T. Will camp at all. I think that his broken foot's going to hurt him somewhat. I know he's supposed to be back for training camp and all that, but I just see him being a backup T. Will. Now, as far as specifically Cedric Wilson taking over, no. I don't see that happening yet, but I do see Michael Gallup taking over. I do see, you know, of course, Hearns. And these guys already bypassed him. Of course, Beasley. That's 3 guys already. So already you got T. Will. To me, he's the 4th guy at best. And then I still believe in Deontay Thompson. I think he can make this team. I think that, you know, he's a receiver more than a running back. Tavon Austin, who's more of a running back than a receiver in the sense of what the way the Cowboys want to use him. And so I don't count Tavon in this group. I'm saying Deontay Thompson and Noah Brown. So I don't think he's going to beat any of those guys. I think those guys are going to be too hard to beat. I think his best chance would be at Thompson. That's probably his best shot to make the team, but he will not bypass T. Will unless we get rid of T. Will, which I would love. In some way we can get rid of him and not get the big hit on the salary cap, but that's not realistic. So, yeah, probably best to – if we're going to keep him, he's going to be in probably more running play packages, I believe, because of his blocking ability. And once in a while he'll catch you 2 or 3 a game, maybe. Anyone there? Hello?
All right. Football news. Buddy Johnson want to know, can Cedric Wilson take T. Will job, brother? What you got?
Absolutely, he can. Are you
This
kidding
year?
me? I mean, yeah, this year. Listen, we talked about. We like, listen. I got the stage here. We talk about competition, right? The Cowboys actually brought in some competition here. Don't look at the round of the pick, because where he was picked, Cowboys said publicly they had 5th-round grades on the last 3 picks. So don't look at the pick because there's talent in those picks. You look at T. Will, yeah, you can argue if the Cowboys cut him, it's $4.5 million in dead money. Cowboys don't care about that. Trust me, they're sitting on $23 million dead money right now. What the hell is $4.5 million to the Dallas Cowboys? So I look at it like this. You got Allen Hurns, you got Michael Gallup, you got Cole Beasley, you got Cedric Thornton. You're forgetting about Noah Brown.
Deontay Thompson, not Cedric Thornton.
Whatever. Deontay Thompson, right? So T. Will with this broke foot, when training camp starts, bro, these guys are going to get the reps. These guys are going to have their chance to shine. You can laugh at it now, but when you look about it later, because T. Will ain't going to get any reps in training camp, he has a broke foot. This is where the guys take advantage of it. And just because he's a rookie, just because he played at a smaller school, just because he's a little smaller at 188 pounds, Terrence Williams is out the door, guys, because the reps aren't going to be there for him to prove himself. They didn't let Tony Romo come back. Why the hell would they let Terrence Williams come back?
My Cowboys family, do you want to rebuttal that or you want to move on?
I mean, to rebuttal that is silly because there's no. I don't see. It's not just okay. Let me rebuttal it. It's not just the fact that can he beat out T. Will? It's about can he beat out those other guys we just named, including Noah Brown, including Deontay Thompson, including Beasley. Will he pass enough guys to be able to get that 4th spot? Cedric Wilson, okay. The second, I know I'm not going by where he was picked. I'm just going by what the challenge is going to be for him to bypass the other guys. That I think is going to be kind of more difficult than we all think. He still needs some more development. I think he'll be a practice squatter. That's my call on him.
Let me ask you this: on your projected starting chart right now, how many receivers do you have the Dallas Cowboys having?
Well, let me go right to it. I got it right here. I'll tell you what I have: tight ends, receivers. Let me see. I got here. This is my other one. I have Allen Hurns, Michael Gallup, Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, Deontay Thompson, Noah Brown. That's 6. With Noah Brown as being an optional possible tight end in the mix in that. Just saying. If Rico don't pan out.
If the Dallas Cowboys wanted to move him, they would have moved him.
But they're already talking about maybe using him in more blocking situations. Just saying. He's a good blocking receiver.
Noah Brown can actually block better than T. Will.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think T. Will is – I think he's out the door. Even without T. Will, though, I think that's the only chance that Wilson could get in there. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see
There's no – if the Dallas Cowboys cut Deontay Thompson, it's only going to be a $1 million cap hit. It's a 1-year deal with $1 million guaranteed. The Cowboys ain't scared to eat $1 million. But
here's the thing: we can still. It's not about the money. That with him, it's the talent. What if he is talented enough to be able to stretch the field deep? You don't want to lose someone like that for Cedric Wilson, who you can practice squad. Let's be real. He's gonna be a practice squad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's going to be a lot of competition in here, and Mike White knows how to throw the football. Mike White, Cooper Rush might make him look good. Okay.
I agree with you 100%. Competition is the key word this offseason. Competition.
Yep.
Hell, Cooper Rush made Rico Gathers look good.
Hey y'all, we got game change in the house, by the way, y'all. Game changer in the house. Game changer just joined us. What's up, little bro?
What's up, bro? What's up?
Got a question from Simp, y'all. Simp want to know: have you guys seen the running back we signed, Troy? And if so, what do you think about him?
I haven't.
I guess
he's been on the team he was on the practice squad, got cut.
The guy we got last year.
Yeah. Okay. He was on practice squad, got cut. So he's been flipping around. He's a smaller body. He's a smaller back. But the backfield's already outnumbered. Really, this guy is going to be drowning in competition. I mean, because you got Zeke, you got Bo Scarborough, you got Ross Smith, and they're going to be using Tavon Austin over there. So I think it's just a camp body, in my opinion.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, that's what I think. I think he's going to be on the practice squad again because Ross Smith. I don't even know if Bo makes the 53. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
Say that again?
I said I don't even know if Bo Scarborough makes the 53. Like, Bo might be on the practice squad. maybe.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I'm just saying my opinion. Bo may be on the practice squad.
Why?
It's just an opinion because, if they thought of him that much, he'd have got drafted earlier, in my opinion. I think he's going to make the practice squad. I think they will call him up when they need him versus, some of those, more complex style defenses. But I think he makes
or maybe they wasn't expecting him to fall that far.
Maybe so, but still, in my
Dallas
opinion,
Cowboys had a 5th round grade on the last 3 picks in the NFL draft.
I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think Bo will be on the practice. I don't think Bo will start. But like this, I don't think Bo will be at 16 games. That's what I think. You got Ross Smith and you got Zeke. Like those are gonna be the workhorses, man. Zeke the main workhorse. Ross Smith, you know what I'm saying? He come in here and there, maybe second.
So
down.
you're insulting a man's work ethic, calling Rod Smith and Zeke a workhorse, but you don't even know if Bo Scarborough is gonna be a workhorse.
Bo Scarborough is not built for a workhorse. Do you watch SEC football? I do. Bo can't handle a load. Bo can't handle that load. He's too big.
But Bo can handle.
No, he can't. I watched Bo Scarborough
running back by committee. In a sense,
you will not argue me about this guy. I watched him for 3 years. That's why he wasn't the starter last year. That's why Damian Harris Jr. was. Bo cannot handle a workload.
He's not going to be a starter for the Dallas Cowboys. We got Zeke Elliott. Are you kidding me?
He's not. You miss him. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I said I don't think Bo is going to be on the 53 16 games because you got Rod and you got Zeke who's going to carry the load. They're gonna use Bo when they play a lot more complex defense that they want to wear down. They're gonna run you down with Zeke and they're gonna run you over with Bo. We use Ross Smith all kind of ways. We see the touchdown he scored on the Giants. I just don't think Bo is gonna be used as much as people think. Some people don't even see him making the team. Don't get excited because of his size. No, it's not. You didn't watch him in college. I'm telling you what I know.
That's blasphemy.
Okay. My Cowboys fan, what you think about Bo Scarborough, man?
I love Bo. I love Bo. Bo knows football, right? But I mean, I think he's one of those borderline guys. Is gonna be one of those borderline guys. Really, I think he's gonna be borderline guy at 53. I'm just looking at my initial prediction with him, and I have Bo making the team on the 53. Of course, this is just very early right now, but I do think that he's gonna provide a 3 or 4 plays a game plus special teams. That's what he's going to do for the Cowboys if he makes the 53. And if not, he'll be. I mean, I see other teams can kind of pick him off the practice squad before he gets there. So that's the thing. That's the thing I worry about. Will he make it? To the Cowboys practice squad. It really depends how he does in the training camp. It depends what he does in preseason because he's going to play a lot. So we're going to see a lot of Bo. And if he does well, the Cowboys not going to get him off that 53. So he might. I don't think he's going to play though that much. He's going to be a Tavon Austin, but in a different way. He's going to be the short yardage guy, special piece guy. Tavon Austin's going to be the 3rd and 12 guy. The trick play gimmicky kind of guy. They're going to line him up against a linebacker. So those two guys, I look at them as separate than Zeke and Rod Smith. Zeke and Rod Smith are going to be the main ball handlers, the main ball carriers this season, and Zeke from forever, as far as I'm concerned, until he gets old and gray. I see Bo coming in for special opportunities to spell Zeke. But Rod is the main guy. Rod is the Alfred Morris this year, Rod Smith. So that's the way I see it falling down. I still see them as a necessity for special pieces. And if of course, Tavon's going to be special teams because of returns and punt returns, kick returns. But Bo, if he can show that he can do some special team stuff, I think he'll make the 53 with little to no problem.
Game changer. What you think about Bo?
My thing is, I think he might be used like a Darren McFadden, just like have like 3 active. I think we had like 3 active running backs, something like that. Or have one like sit out. He's gonna be one of those. Like it's nothing much to it unless somebody gets hurt or Rod Smith is not as productive as he was last year. He's just one of those, like an extra body in the backfield just in case someone hurts or doesn't produce.
Okay.
There is a rule though. I think once you get him off the practice squad, you have to keep him on your team a certain amount of time before you can do something else with them. So if you take him off the practice squad, you got to remember it just can't be for like one game and then put him back. It's got to be like a couple game thing. I'm not sure what the actual rules are, but.
Okay, well, yeah, school me, brother. Let me know. Shit, I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's something like that. It's something like that where it's you have to wait. You have to have them for like 4 games or 3 games on your roster and you're 53, or else you gotta cut him or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe DJ, maybe Football News knows better about that.
Yo, Football News, tell us how Bo Scarborough gonna start over Zeke.
Listen, I did not say anything about Scarborough starting over Zeke. Since we drafted Scarborough, I've been saying you play Zeke 3 series, you take him out, you play Bo Scarborough a couple series, then you put Zeke back in, then you put Rod Smith. It's like when we had Marion Barber, when we had Felix Jones, when we had Philip Tanner. We had a 3-headed monster attack. No matter who's in the backfield, because you don't want to put too much. You don't want to wear that tread on Zeke, man. He's your franchise running back, so you need a compliment back to him. And Bo Scarborough would be that compliment back because Zeke takes unnecessary hits when he's touching the ball 350 times in a 16-game season.
What about
unnecessary hits? Rod Smith. I just said a 300 monster attack, bruh. You don't want to just run down your running back like you did with DeMarco Murray in one season. If your running back is getting 350 touches, you got a problem. You have to rotate him in and out. Now, granted, he will probably get 80% of the snaps. The 20% will be split amongst Rod Smith and Bo Scarborough. You can't wear out Zeke because if you wear out Zeke, his legs are – look at the average life of an NFL running back, guys. 4 years. 4 years.
I got a question for you. How often do you think the Cowboys should or will run Ezekiel Elliott this year? Because in my opinion, they're going to give him the ball 20 to 22, 23 carries a game. Yep. That's what – you don't think so?
I think they're going to do like 25 plus. 25 plus, in my opinion.
So if you do
you're
that,
you're running back to the ground.
Well,
no, you're not running on the ground.
25 might be too much, but 22, 21, that's how you win games. That's not running. That's how you winning games.
Listen, the Philadelphia Eagles had Jay Ajayi, they had LeGarrette Blount, and that running game was the number 1 rushing attack in the National Football League. Why? Because they kept their running backs fresh.
That's not what. If Jay Ajayi was on Ezekiel Elliott level of running, then Jay Ajayi would have had 20 plus snaps. They did that.
Those runs that he had.
One of their running backs couldn't do what Zeke. Them together can't do what Zeke did. So they had to make it.
But if your running back is getting 350 touches in 16 games, you're wearing your running back down.
Man, look, these guys are built for this. They get paid for this. The coaches know what
you're absolutely right. That's why the average running back life expectancy is 4 years. They're built for. You're absolutely right.
Fans, so we can't.
What about elite running back? What about elite running backs? Can you tell me that?
Look at here's a good example: Adrian Peterson. Best fucking example in the
dominated the league.
Right, 7 years, and he was already done because the Minnesota Vikings wore his ass out.
Because they was terrible. They was terrible. It wasn't all on him. They was terrible.
Not balanced.
You gotta think about the team too. The team was very terrible.
But if Peterson had a compliment back, he would have had two more years on his career.
No, don't do that to make your point. You can't. That's not true.
You give examples.
So Emmitt Smith had a compliment back. Emmitt Smith had a compliment back. Emmitt Smith had a compliment back.
Nope.
You guys see the holes Emmitt Smith was running through?
Oh my God! But what the holes got to do with how many touches he got?
Emmitt Smith, man, he had Moose Johnson opening up shit. Dude, Moose Johnson.
Zeke, we don't have
took
Zeke
a lot of hits away from Moose, and my Cowboys family can say that they watched it. You're 16 years old, game changer.
That don't mean nothing.
How many hits did Moose take, my Cowboys family, for Emmitt Smith?
Basically, game changer. My Football News is saying we can't let Zeke have that many touches. You need a complimentary back. And game changer said, did Emmitt Smith have one? No.
But he had a Moose though. My Cowboys family, please answer my question. How many hits did Moose take for Emmitt Smith?
Hey, listen, you're right. Moose took the brunt of the hits for Emmitt Smith. I think it's also I think it's a different time of game too. He's a different kind of back. He wasn't the guy that really would run you over Emmett was a different kind of running back, and again, it wasn't like the Barry Sanders. He was just everything, like all in one, and it was hard to explain the way that Emmett was able to outlast everybody else. It was the offensive line, like you said already, Dallas Cowboys. It was Moose that helped take a lot of the hits, but I still truly believe that in this day and age, now even this day and age, it doesn't change how many hits you take. In fact, it's safer nowadays. People should last longer. My only question is, I agree with somebody in my chat here said we should run them, but not run them to the ground. And by running them, I say 20 to 22 carries a game. You gotta get over 20. You gotta give them. You gotta hit your bell cow. You gotta work them over 20 carries a game. You're gonna get yourself victories, and then you run a little Bo 3 or 4 times. You run some Tavon 3 or 4 times. Or not run. Run them out of the backfield, the receiver 3 or 4 times. You run Rod Smith for 8 times or something like that. Whatever. That's it. You got what, 30, 35 carries total running at most the whole game. At most. You don't have that many carries to go around.
With those numbers, Dak Prescott's only going to be throwing the ball anywhere between 15 to 18 times.
I hope. That's what we want.
That's what we want.
We want
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
We win every game. We win not because Dak's good or bad. We win every game because we control the clock. We give our defense a rest. We are on top of the other team. They're struggling. They're trying to find an answer. We're not letting our foot off their throats. We put them to sleep and end them. That's how you do it, by running the ball.
1980 said you don't want too many running backs alternate during the regular season. It messes with the rhythm of the offense. The third back won't touch the field until someone gets hurt.
That's true.
And I agree. Like what we paying Zeke for? Like this dude got drafted first round. He's making a lot of money. He's making the money to get these touches. You saying keep him fresh? We can't have Zeke for 20 years. You saying keep him fresh for what? We're not worried about 10 years from now. Zeke will be okay. You said he had we gonna have a hole. You must wonder who our offensive line people are. Zeke is gonna have many holes as he want, with the healthy Tyron Smith, with our new draft. We got rotating players, man. Like Zeke will not get touched a lot this year. All those holes that got closed up last year in 2017, we won't have that problem this year, man. We won't have that problem.
But what I'm saying, and the Cowboys done this with Alfred Morris in the past, with Zeke in the lineup. They played Zeke 3 series. They would put in Alfred Morris. Now, sometimes when the Dallas Cowboys have their game plan, if you watch All or Nothing, Jason Garrett would say, what we're going to do, we're going to run the effing football. We're going to pound the football. We're going to get the ball to 21. That was the game plan. So give it to Zeke. Pound.
I've seen that. I've seen him say that multiple times in All or Nothing. Jason Garrett say that. And Zeke never got the ball after the first quarter.
Got it.
And so I don't trust what Garrett says. He can say anything he wants. I want to see Zeke running the ball. I want to see Zeke following those 5 guys plus Cameron Fleming to throw him in there as a 6th lineman, or if they throw in there, Noah Brown
and you will.
Whoever. Blake Jarvis.
Speaking of Garrett, are we going to talk about what T.O. said about Garrett?
No,
One second. 1980 is in the house, y'all.
What's up, 1980? Sub up to him, guys.
What's up, guys?
He came on here. I know he's tired, but man, thank you for coming through, brother. What you want to talk about, man?
Oh, I'm just joining the ride, man. Y'all go ahead, man. Just let me know when you need me.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, 1980. Spent a lot of talk about the Mike White kid. Is this more competition? Because everybody talking about his accuracy. Is this more competition or more pressure for Dak?
A little bit of both. Dak's still young, so unfortunately, when you're a young quarterback, he doesn't have that stamp of approval of a starting quarterback. I mean, obviously he's a starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and they got a lot of faith in him. But you don't get that stamp of approval as a quarterback until after maybe 3 or 4 years starting quarterback. They want to bring guys in and put some fear in you. Just like, if somebody would come in behind you at your job, you'd be like, oh shit, I need to get my A game up, and because everybody's replaceable in anything, especially quarterback. It's the captain of the team, so everybody's replaceable. The guy's he's an accurate guy. Everybody's been saying good things about him, so they're trying to make that position, not really up for grabs, but it's a psychological thing. They want to kind of psych you out a little bit. Dak is their guy. I mean, that's just no question. But until he gets hurt or whatever, but they're gonna roll with Dak until to something like. Hopefully, nothing like that happens. But that's what they want to do.
My Cowboys family. We asked this question last week. I'm gonna ask you again. Who's getting the majority of the snaps in preseason? Cooper Rush or Mike White?
I mean, I think it's going to be. I think Cooper Rush will probably get a little bit more. Especially Cooper Rush will get more because they want to fine tune him to be really that the backup. I think he will be the backup at least for one more year. But it really, I can't really say that until we see Mike White out there. And then I think that last preseason game, it's gonna be the fight for the backup. If Mike White can do what he's projected to do, and Cooper Rush does what he did last year, we're in for a good fight here. I think it's gonna come down to the last week, but I think it's gonna be Cooper Rush initially, and then we'll see as things roll to the end of the preseason.
Okay, football news. I'm coming to you, last game changer. Football news. Let me ask you this: the accuracy of Mike White, we've seen highlights, and we've seen Dak be a lot less accurate in this past year, throwing the ball. Are you worried that Dak's going to feel he need to over-impress the coaches? Or we know his job is secure, but do you think that he's looking at Mike White accuracy like, oh, man, I really got to step it up? Or do you think he's just brushing it off and not even worried about it because he has the job?
That's actually a really good question. I think that one thing that the Dallas Cowboys haven't had at the quarterback position was competition. And you could say, well, Dak Prescott showed up. Well, Tony Romo got hurt, and so did Kellen Moore. So they really weren't looking to bring Dak Prescott in as competition. But, you draft a quarterback in the 5th round, right? I mean, he's going to have some kind of chance to go in there, and see what he's capable of doing. And that accuracy – I was actually thinking, as my Cowboy family was saying, I was like, man, that accuracy though will look great in the preseason, because I mean, if you look at Dak in the preseason, he had some really good accuracy in those rookie year preseason games, and Cowboy fans like, oh crap, who's this number 4 kid, right? So I think that I hope Dak looks over his shoulders, and I hope that he sticks to what Dak knows best. I don't want him to go over his limits because that's when players tend to mess up. I want Dak to stay in his square, but I also want him looking over his shoulder a little bit, saying if I don't get my shit together, and I could lose my job, because he hears it just as much as anybody else. The Dallas Cowboys are looking to improve their roster 365 days out of the year, and if the Dallas Cowboys go with Mike White, people are going to be pissed, but people are going to love him. So it's just one of those things where I'm glad they made this move, and Cooper Rush ain't no pushover. So, and Cooper Rush already has a year in the system. So I like the competition. Right now, it's Dak's to lose. And if Dak loses it, then it wasn't meant to be. But, I mean, that's written in another book that I hadn't even read yet. So let's just focus on what we got. Dak, keep doing what you're doing. Stay in your lane. Look over your shoulder a little bit, because you got 2 good guys behind you.
Can I just remind you guys, we're talking about Dak for a second. I just remind you guys that 24 games, Dak Prescott, whatever the reason is, I don't even care if we run because of Zeke and the offensive line. Dak was one of the best quarterback rating, has one of the best quarterback ratings in the NFL. Now, whatever the reason may be, it is, he has the potential is there. You can't be it's rare that you have a quarterback come into the NFL, no matter what the circumstance, and become rookie of the year and have such a fantastic season he had, and then just bust out. It could happen. But I'm just saying that I still have a lot of, and again, last year people say it was a bust. It was definitely a game-changing season last year with Dak. But then I think when we lost Tyron Smith, that is really where we got hurt the most. I mean, the Zeke thing hurt, and it hurt us throughout the year, like as a thing hanging over our heads. But as far as on the field, I think the Tyron Smith was the biggest loss without question. That really started to make Dak's stats go to crap, and really messed with Dak for the second half of the season last year.
Wait, MCF, let me say this. So you know how people like to bring up we won 3 games without Dez in 2016? We won 3 games without Tyron Smith in 3 games. So I mean,
with that,
which ones did we win? Which ones did we win?
I don't remember the exact games. My memory's not like that, but I know we won
2016 or last year.
2016. Those games. That's what we won.
I'm not even bringing Dak into it. I mean, I'm not bringing Dez into it. I'm saying that Dak on his
No,
own. I don't even care.
No, I'm. This is just an example. It's just an example.
No, Game Changer really saying like we can't use the Tyron Smith excuse because we won 3 without him in 2016.
Okay,
that's what Game Changer saying.
Oh, I see. Say no, I understand. Now, who was the backup to him?
Chaz Green.
Chaz Green played in that what's the name game.